emphasis on winning on the road, especially for a young team in the postseason. How valuable do you think that Game 4 win in San Antonio, how valuable can that be when you guys try to steal one here?
Yeah, I think it's really valuable because it gives you the confidence that you can do it. Unlike San Antonio, we have the confidence in coming in here and winning. We've done it the last couple of years. Tough place to play, great crowd, but it's not like a 7-year span like San Antonio. So yeah, you didn't want to lose Game 2, but I think the confidence of knowing we were just in the same situation in round 1, and we got Game 4 to take back home court advantage and enabled us to win Game 7 at home. So we have a very confident group. Our guys are upbeat, and we had a great film session yesterday, understanding how we have to play better, and that's our challenge.
Can you talk? I know you talked about it after the game, but we see Torrey out there shooting, no mask. As tough as they come, really.
Oh yeah, Torrey Craig he's inspirational to me. His story, seeing where he's started, where he's at, and now he's starting NBA games, and I was so happy that our fans recognized the impact, and then chanting his name was a great moment for his mom, his son that were at the game, and he's just tough. I mean, that's what you need. The playoffs are about grit and toughness, resiliency, and I think Torrey Craig embodies all those things.
Speaking of that, how's Jamal Murray doing, his leg or legs?
Yeah, he's banged up. He's still, I think, a little banged up in the first round. Hard-fought 7-game series against San Antonio, and this is what the playoffs are about. Everybody's a little banged up. How do you get through it? How mentally tough are you? How physically tough are you? And I think once he gets moving, once he gets loose, I think he'll be fine.
Coach, after that film session, what needs to be better other than just making shots for you guys?
Oh, just defensively in that first quarter especially, but in the first half, they didn't feel us. I mean, it's just a really simple, it's nothing really deep and intricate. And when I showed the film yesterday, Katie, it was so apparent. I mean, I didn't have to say much. It jumped off the video screen. Film don't lie. In the first half, they didn't feel us. They turned the corner. They got where they wanted. In the second half, we had much greater game plan discipline. We were up, we were aggressive, they felt us, and we made them work so much harder. After the first quarter, they shot 40% from the field, 30 from 3. So it was just that 50% early on and 38 from 3 that kind of got us behind the 8 ball. And couple that with not making, I think we were 4 for 18 of wide open threes. So generating good looks, but if they're not going, let's be aggressive. Now I want to be the most aggressive team. I want to come out and set the tone. I don't want them setting the tone. And that was the case in Game 2, and it can't be the case tonight.
It's a very similar story to what you said after San Antonio when Derek White went off on you guys and you came out and played so much differently.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, when you hold Damian Lillard to 14 points, whatever it was, and you don't get the win, reminded me of Game 1 against San Antonio. We held DeRozan and Aldridge to really low numbers and low percentages, couldn't make a shot, and we didn't get the win. And that was concerning because how many games are you going to be able to hold superstars to 14 points? That's your window. You got to grab that win. But we beat this team 3 times this year. We've won in this building. So our guys understand who we're playing, and more importantly, our guys understand how our approach has to be different. And I think we're ready for that challenge.
You talked about the defense on Dame. Why do you think you guys have been successful the first 2 games? Is it just varying up the looks, like you said?
And we've played them 6 times this year, and I think our defense on him has been great overall.
Yeah. It's
a challenge. I mean, you say great. He had 39 points in Game 1, but I think if you take away the free throws, we did a pretty good job. He was 4-12 from the 3-point line. You got to give a lot of credit to Torrey and Gary and Malik, and you also have to give your bigs a lot of credit because they have changed their offense. I mean, if you guys really understand how they play in the regular season, they are a constant movement, pass, cut, flare screen. Well, in the playoffs now, it is pick and roll after pick and roll after pick and roll. So our bigs are in 50 pick and rolls a game. Damian Lillard, I think, was in 40 pick and rolls in Game 2. So it's your small, but it's also your bigs being up, not letting them come down and shoot that pull-up jump shot. So, listen, he's a great player. He could go off and score 40 tonight. So we don't have any Damian Lillard answers, but our guys are working hard, they're buying in, and they're showing pretty good game plan discipline after 2 games.
You said there are times when you thought your team could have rolled the basketball a little more in Game 2. Just what do you tell your team about that balance of stepping in and taking those open shots versus times when you need to force issues?
It's a really delicate balance and conversation because at halftime we're 4 of 20 from 3, and a lot of those were great looks. They're double teaming Paul, they're double teaming Nikola. And very similar to the San Antonio series. They doubled and they got out of the double team when we made 15 threes, 14 threes. They said, you know what, we got to go back to one-on-one coverage. When you can't make a shot, the double team is really effective. So I told them, listen, you're getting great shots, but if for some reason, if your shot's not falling that night, you've got to try something different. Drive the ball, get to the rim, see it go in, or get to the foul line. And hopefully we have that attack mindset. I don't mind the open threes, but if they're not falling, be ready to adjust and just see the ball go through the net in any way, shape, or form.
What are the keys for Jamal when they put more size on him and Layman and Harkless?
Don't fight it. We showed some clips yesterday where sometimes he's a great cutter. Sometimes I think it's getting off the ball, passing and moving without it. Mo Harkless, Jake Layman have great size, good athleticism, and I think sometimes you get into this hand-to-hand combat and he's going to lose that battle because those guys are bigger and stronger. And I don't say that any disrespect towards Jamal. So we got to find ways to free him up, get the matchup that we desire. But if they have bigs on him, bigger guards on him, he's got to be willing to give his body up and cut to the basket. And we've had great examples of that throughout the season and the playoffs. And he's more than capable of moving without the ball and, more importantly, finishing at the rim.
One more, Coach.
Are you seeing maybe Jamal grow up a little bit over the course of this playoff series with just the consistency he's given you?
I think he's grown up because of the experience he's going through. I mean, this is 6 of our top 9 players. It's their playoff debuts. This is their first playoff experience. So round 1, every possible scenario. I mean, you go into San Antonio having to get a win on the road, you get it. Game 2 at home was a must win. Then you get a Game 7 win. I mean, how many guys in their playoff debuts have won Game 7s and had the impact that Jamal has had? And now, obviously, Game 1, he was fantastic. Game 2, he, along with a lot of our other guys, struggled to make shots. So now it's a new challenge, but I love the resolve. I love the resiliency that our guys have. And most importantly, I love the vibe of our team. Like, there's no panic. There's no everybody's down. We have a very upbeat group, a very positive group, and a very connected group, which I think is helping all of our guys.